Okay, guys, back at the house. I did some things to the camper, make it a little more comfortable. Just go in there. Okay, so when I came back, I was reviewing the videos, and I remember saying that I was bored watching a movie, and then there was no music or anything. So when I came back, I said, yeah, I'm gonna install a stereo that I have that I had it from the boat, and I did install it, and here it is. It's a Jensen marine radio, plays CDs. It's got a bunch of channels, and what I did is that this outlet was here. This switch for the outside lights was here. So I moved this over here, rewire everything back, cut this, and attach that with a bracket behind it, which is it's screwed into this top here. I did like a nail bracket, and I don't know if you can see it. Right there. And now I got music and play CDs, and I also installed an antenna. There's the wire going up and out, and I found an antenna that the antenna unscrews the cap. Some of them don't do that, and because I bought another antenna that was a sticky, and I said, well, a sticky eventually with the heat and everything's gonna fall off. I'm gonna get a signal, should be outside. So I went and got this antenna. Let me show you. I gotta get out. So there it is, and it's just a simple bracket. Got the wire in, and the only strange thing is that it's not picking up a signal, and I think it's because I'm up in the hills, but it should pick up something, and it doesn't. I don't know, this stereo, it's a little bit complicated. It's got a lot of buttons and different settings. So let's see, I'm going to put it on scan. It should be scanning for a signal, and it doesn't grab anything. And then I hit band on number 2. It's got number 3, and then 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And then the CD, the mode, you put it here, and you put a CD, automatically plays. And then I got different channels. And what am I gonna have to do? What I'm gonna have to do is go down to the park and see if I can get a signal, because up here the radios suffer. There's too many hills, and it's not picking up a signal. So another thing I did, it's a little bit of a crappy install, but on the speakers, I had this television speaker that we had a television that broke down, so I dismantled it and saved the screws. I have a habit of doing that, saving all the screws because I do use them. And then I kept the speakers, and this speaker here, it has a bass and everything. It's a Blackmont. Very good speaker. And then this one here, I know it's a rough install. Maybe I'll do a little box for it. And then I got one on this side, and they play pretty good. And I had to run the wire for this one. I had to go down into the cabinet, under the refrigerator, through the bottom here, and go up, and then come up here, and then feed it, go up, and then go. You know. It was a little bit of a job, and then I also have a speaker wire here for an additional speaker that I'm going to buy, because I had two more. I had two more speakers, and they were sounding crappy. One of them had a cracked magnet, and I said, I just chucked it, you know. Also went and got a light for the overhead, and this is a magnetic light. Comes off. It has the little base here, and it goes right there where it says magnet. And it's a rechargeable. It has the little USB connection there, and I like it so much. It's got a movement sensor, and then it's got a night sensor. So if you put it up here, let me see. Put it up there. It doesn't look square, but it is. And then any movement underneath, this little sensor will pick it up and it will turn on. So I took it out of the box and I went on immediately, and I'm going, whoa, what happened? All right, so let me turn it off. And I'm going to get another one that I'm going to need for, where was it? Oh, on the boat, right there under the cot. I'm going to do it. Also, I installed a a magazine rack for my books that I can read. And I installed a nice clock. Keep the time, gives me the day, the temperature, you know, everything. And I need to get some, I want to get where's the little bear? I had a little decoration that it was here. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. I have a little bear there. Decoration. And I want to see if I can get another picture somewhere. I want to make it, you know, especially for my lady. I want to make it nice. Oh, something else I forgot to mention. I I saw this in a cooking show, and I said, you know what, I like this. I got a magnetic knife holder. You know, so I don't have to. I don't know. This is gonna stay put when I'm going on the trails. I don't want to have to go into the drawer constantly and get this stuff. So that's another item. And I also put a hook here for the lighter for the stove. You know, with a little Velcro. I wanted to put it on this side, but I have this condiment holder in the rack, and I can't put it back here because once the top goes up, it'll be behind it. And I am going to get something to hang these pot holders. And here's a bunch of CDs that I have here that I've been trying to. I'm playing and then see which one I want to keep. So, you know, make it a little bit more comfy and cozy. Now, I plan to change my hunting tactics. I think well, let me get my cigar later. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also open up the legs on the couch here. I put the leg further out than this one, and now the big cooler fits in there perfectly. So I can just put this here. I move this over here and lock it in or whatever, and then I can put the cooler over here, which holds a lot more ice, and I can keep my foods longer. If I go up to the high altitudes, the refrigerator won't be able to handle it. It does it around 7,000 or 6,000 feet. That's why I had no refrigerator up there for a few days. Oh, I did find my my Vietnam shovel. Put it back in here. And okay, let me lock this up. Put this gravity away. Okay, we're gonna smoke my last bone shaker. I like the cigar. Made in Nicaragua, says here. Yeah, it's got a good old-fashioned Cuban cigar smell. Okay. And with a Cuban cigar, or almost a Cuban cigar, you gotta have some real Cuban coffee, which is, it's a lot. It's like a double espresso or something. Espresso means quick in Italian. But when we say un cafecito, we mean this type of coffee, and it's a little tiny cup. So to continue with the camper, decided that I'm changing my hunting tactics. I'm not going into the even though it's my favorite hunting spot that I know in California. I know that California has a lot more areas, a lot even better areas, but they're hard to get a tag to. You need points and that kind of crap. I never accumulated. I never signed up for any points. So the idea is to not beat up the vehicle and not to destroy the camper every time I go into the rough trail. Everything gets tossed around. Even the rifle sometimes take a hit. The idea is to just find a nice camping area, take the bike, and with the bike go exploring and hunting with it. And that's what I'll be doing. I got rid of all the mud inside. I cleaned the inside of the truck. It was muddy as hell because I got stuck. And I also power washed the under the truck, the chassis and the differentials and the springs. Everything had mud. Everything is clean as hell. So now my next hunting trip is going to be for pig. Now I've been looking at some videos, and this new group of hunters, they're Mexican hunters. They're really aggressive, and they go in large groups, and they have hit every possible spot that you can think of. When you're thinking, oh, I want to go here, they've already been there, and they've been shooting a lot of animals. They're legal hunters. They got their guns legally. They got good equipment. Some of them have quads, really nice. I think they're Hondas. Really nice 4x4 ATVs, and they hunt. They don't do the herding like this group in the extent that they're poaching. Those guys are also Mexicans. But the group that I'm talking about, they're hunters. There's a group called the 701. I don't know what that means, if it's an address or zip code or some place in Mexico. Those guys are hunters. They go in, they scout, they look, they hunt, and that's good. I congratulate them to that they are so successful, and they help each other. One guy got stuck big time in a big. He crossed this muddy stream, and he got mud up to his seat. I think the bike almost got swallowed up, and the other guy pulled him out with a rope. So pulling up with the bike. And when you have a group like that, it makes it fun. It makes it memorable. You have memories. You take pictures. You got friends, and you enjoy the hunting. I miss that because the group that I had, they're pretty much retired. Some have died already. Some of them are not hunting anymore, and some of them went to Florida to retire. So I'm the last of the Mohicans here, of that group. Anyways, I'm gonna be looking even before the end of the year. Even though I got appointments and I gotta to go see my surgeon, and I got a lot of stuff. But I want to see if I can make a few trips before the end of the year. Basically, it's going to be scouting for a new spot. And I'm going to start hitting the lowlands, not the highlands. And see how the terrain is. Because where I've been hunting for the past 37 years, there's so many trees that you just can't see the deer. I went into this, the first area I went to was one of my first spots that I like a lot. It's gotten so overgrown. But even though I went in and there was nobody in there, even though I saw some footprints, I didn't see anybody. But I know there were a couple of guys hunting because there were two trucks about maybe 800 yards from me. So they were hunting the same area, but that area is big. They probably went down and then I went up. So, but every year I've been doing the same thing. Go up there, go up there, go up there, and no success. And basically it's because how can you hunt something you can't see? The reason that I like Extend is because it's open. You can see the deer from far away, but you gotta huff it. There's no vehicles in there in the wilderness. And I don't think I can huff it anymore. I can huff it empty, but loaded. Sometimes I go in hunting with the intention of not catching anything because I'm by myself. And to hunt the deer in that area, it means hauling a minimum of 150 pounds of meat. I'm talking meat, because those deers are big. If you get a deer, well, let's bring it down a bit. Let's say 120, 125 pounds. Because the deer they're about 180 to 200. And then you got the cape, which is heavy, the head, which is heavy, which you have to take. Let's see the cigar. That's a good sign. When you have a cigar that collects the ash more than an inch. It's about an inch and a half right there. And I'm not going to flick it. Let's see how long it lasts. So anyways, going back to what I was saying about the hunting, I'm going to start looking for a different place. I'm going to start visiting the A zones. I know a few spots in the A zone that they have there. There's a lot of private property. That is the problem. But I'm going to see if I can knock on some doors and, hey, can I hunt your property? You know, I'm going to have to do a lot of driving. Because a lot of people in that area, they're leftist, liberal, rich people, and they don't like hunting. So, oh well. So, if I go and go with the bike, I don't have to beat up because I didn't like going into that trail. Beating the crap out of it. When I came back and I washed the truck, I also took it to the park and lifted it another inch and a half. So it used to be 38 at the wheel well to the floor. It's up to 40. So it's got 2 inches on one side. It went an inch and a half on the other side. I don't know why, but I cranked the bolt on the torsion bar and I lifted it up. And on the tires, yeah, the tires are not exactly off-roading tires, but being that I'm changing the way I'm doing things, I don't think I'm going to need off-road tires just yet. So I'm going to keep those because, you know, tires are expensive. It's got more than, I would say 70%, 75% thread. That's todo mundial. So I'm not gonna mess with the tires. But oh, it fell off. So it's still good. So on the pig, um, there's this area, I think it's Santa Barbara area, where it's wide open and there's a lot of elk, but it's a preserve for elk, so you can't touch the elk. Basically, elk hunting in California is non-existent. The tags are hard to find, hard to get, and expensive to buy. And I knew somebody. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but somebody did get a tag, and he got a notification for the Fish and Game, and said, "Okay, this is the area where you're gonna hunt, and you gotta go and locate the office of the Fish and Game in that particular county. I think it was Inyo County or Kern up there." And so he went to the office, and the Fish and Game official said, "Okay, you're gonna go with the with the ranger, and he's gonna point out the elk you're gonna shoot." And the guy said, "What do you mean?" Well, so he said, so he went with the ranger, and they found the herd. They knew where the herd was hanging out, and there were about a hundred elk, cows and stuff. And the Fish and Game said, "Okay, shoot that one." So he shot it, and then he processed it and took it home. And I'm going, wait a minute, you're spending a lot of money. I think it costs, I don't know, I want to make this up, maybe it's $2,000. I think it was pretty high, $1,500, something like that, to kill an elk. And then they're going to tell you which one you're going to shoot. That's kind of, so I think they go by, I don't even know if they go by age, or if it's old enough. The guy said, "Don't shoot the other ones, shoot that one over there," and the guy shot it. So to me, that's not hunting. That is not hunting. That's like selective. Pretty much it's like saying you're gonna shoot an animal in a corral, and they're gonna tell you, "Okay, hit that one there." So that's not really hunting. So you don't hear a lot of people hunting elk in California. There's some herd up north. I don't know if they do it the same way up there, but I didn't like that when I heard about it. I said, "Nah, that's not." It People that are not hunters don't understand that hunting is not about the kill; it's about the hunt. The same thing with fishing. I got a friend that he said, "Oh, we went fishing, we didn't catch a lot," and I said, "No, but you're fishing. It's about being in the boat, casting, using your gear, using your favorite lure, this and that." I said, "If you want fish, go to the market. If you want to have a lot of fish, you buy it at the market. It's about the fishing and not the catching of the fish." And some people fish and release it, like up in the lakes. By the way, we had the three trouts that I caught in Mammoth, and they were delicious. A little white wine, salad, nice, good fish. So hunting is the same. Hunting is about the hunt, going through the woods, tracking, glassing, the anticipation, and the chance of getting near the animal you want to hunt. Not shooting at the first thing you see. That is not really hunting if you're a hunter. Now, if you're a meat hunter, you'll shoot at whatever. That's why those people up there, they're shooting does and they're shooting bambies. And those guys should be arrested. But hunting is about the hunt. It's about the trip, not the destination, like the saying goes. So, I mean, I had a hunting partner that he moved to um, New Mexico. We used to hunt every weekend in the season, and we didn't catch anything. On the way back, we're already making plans on the next trip. No, because we gotta check this. What do you think of this area? And we can and plan it. That's the hunting. the emotion of getting the trip and getting your guns ready and sighting it in, and the whole thing. It's not just about killing. Killing is the last thing. When you kill an animal, that's the end of your hunt. Uh, you know, so I don't know if people can understand that. The real hunters understand. They know what I'm saying. You know, uh, you do want results. You do want to catch game. You want meat in your freezer. Um, but it's about the camaraderie with the friends, your buddies, family members. You can take your kid, your nephews, like I've done, my uncle. It's about that. Getting up early, and it's hard to really put it in words, but it's about the trip and the preparation, and get all your gear and get the food ready, and your drinks and everything you're gonna take. Enjoying a campfire with your buddies or your family. It's about that. There's a family of Chinese. I think they're Chinese, and the whole family. I'm telling you, everybody, the grandmother, the wife, the mother-in-law, the kids. I mean, they got 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds running around the camp. They got a big roaring campfire. They got this huge table full of food. Everybody sit down and pig out, and then they kick around the fire pit, and they talk. The campfire. It's a family thing, and they have memories that last a long time. And enjoying the trip with the family. A bunch of cars. I mean, I think I counted like 6 vehicles up there, and it's a big group. It's a big group, and then the guys all spread out, and that's the advantage of taking your women. That when you come back, all beat up from the hunt and tired and sweaty and stuff, the table is laid out with your food. They prepare your sodas or your drinks, your beer, and you come home and you don't have to do. You come back to camp and you don't have to do anything. Everything is ready to go. And then if you do catch your deer, you hang it, you quarter it, debone it, and then when they get home, they can cook it, and then talk about the hunting, and he did this and he did that, and he got away, and they shot him again, and it's about that. That's what I miss about the big group that I used to go with. That they were really, and they were good cooks too. Those guys, those old timers, good cooks, man. Those old Cubans know how to cook. They know how to cook. So, but being I don't have that group anymore, I go by myself because I still like the sport. This is the only sport I enjoy: the fishing and the hunting, and the camping. Um, I got a bunch of nephews and cousins that they don't do it because my cousin that used to go with me, he moved to Texas. I got a couple of nephews that they're in college. My nieces, they have their kids, and yeah, if I can get that group together, but then it gets complicated. It gets complicated. But anyways, that's what I'm planning on doing. Next hunting is going to be a pig hunt, and try to catch one. So the camper's ready. I got all the stuff installed. I finally found my Vietnam shovel. I thought I'd lost it. It was there, buried under my fishing stuff. So I put it where it's supposed to be, on the recovery side. The pulleys, the ropes, the straps, and I put it there. So getting ready for that. And, and and when I got stuck up there, and I was almost 3 days trying to get out, cranking the truck and jacking it up and putting rocks and going over there, coming back. I lost. I was once 98. I came back. I'm 192. I did go 190. So I'm about 5 to maybe 8 pounds from my my point, my weight that I'd be wanting to reach, maybe 185. I don't want to go lower than that. So I got about 5-6 pounds to go, 5-7 pounds. So I should get stuck more often so I can lose more weight quickly. And I lost that in about 3 days. But it's an experience. But the thing that kind of bugs me is that I was so in a hurry to get pulled when those guys showed up that I already had the strap ready, connected to the truck, and he said, okay, they hooked it up. So, okay, put it in 4-wheel drive, put it in low, hit it, and I forgot to video. I didn't video. But it was an easy pull, just a little yank, that's all I needed. So to prevent that from happening again, I got my come along. I went and got 2 stakes, steel stakes, and I drill a hole, put a carabiner, and I can hook it and drive out into the ground. I also got an 8-pound sledgehammer in the truck, so I can drive it into the ground, hook it to the come along, put the truck in gear, reverse if I have to go in reverse, and then crank it in just a few inches, and boom, I can get out. So hopefully that's not going to happen again. And now I got to figure out where to hook up my what do they call it, farmer's jack. It's a big, tall 48-inch jack. Actually, mine is 49, and I thought I was going to hook it up to the bumper in the rear, but if I bring the ladder down, it's in the way, so I won't be able to do it there. I'm going to have to do an attachment to the camper itself, and I got to come up with another MacGyver, which I usually come up with something, and hook it there and have it there, just in case, because I have it. Why not use it? Why not carry it? Why not take it on the trip, even though it's heavy as hell? I think the thing weighs about 12-15 pounds, maybe more, I don't know. So, but I'm not doing those mountains anymore. I want to start hunting the flats, the lowlands, rolling hills. Easy to see. Sometimes I see deer up in those hills grazing up there. They're kind of skinny and stuff, but it used to be allowed to hunt up there, not anymore. I got a friend that used to go up there bow hunting, but I don't want to mess up my legs doing those climbs anymore. Not doing that anymore. I used to, but not anymore. So different set of rules. Hunt slow, easy, and easy to get to areas. And I am using the bike, the quad. And I'm gonna buy that attachment. It's called, but it's a setup that it's metal. You attach it to your front grill or the rear of the bike, and then you get to the deer and you tip it this way. You bring down the strap, you hook it to the deer, and then you crank it up. You can actually use it as a processing. If there's no tree, you can hook it up like that, bring it up, process it. So if you want to take it back to camp, you crank it up, then you tilt it, boom, and it locks. You put a pin, locks it, put a couple of straps on it, and drive it back to camp. That I'm gonna get that set up. It's about 179, $200, whatever it is. I'm gonna use that because that's something you can use for pig, for deer. Good to have. You don't have to drag it behind, because I was thinking of dragging it behind, but it's gonna get all messed up, and that's a very good setup. I'm gonna get that. And then when it's time to sell it, that's gonna be an additional benefit to whoever buys it. Because I was thinking of getting a side-by-side, but it won't fit in the garage on the trailer, so that means you have to have the trailer outside, the bike inside. I don't have that much room in the driveway. If I had a nice, half an acre or whatever, I can put all the stuff in the rear, but I don't have that benefit. Some people do. And I'm going to I want to keep the bike for now. And I gotta start going to the gym and kind of firming up my upper, do some weights and stuff. I should go tomorrow. The walking that I did, which it wasn't that much, I think I walked half a mile, maybe less, maybe a quarter mile in the woods, and then walk back and da da da. I didn't get any cramps or no pains or anything because my legs are in shape. Um, the climbing, when you start climbing hills like that, very steep, like those hills, that's about 1,000 yards right there. When you start climbing up like that, that's when you start getting the cramps and everything, especially carrying a backpack full of stuff. Now, if I can get a buddy, I met a couple of guys. I'm gonna talk to them, see if they want to go backpacking next year. If they're coming along, I'm going in because now I got somebody to help me take the deer out. That's very important. But by yourself, 120 pounds, 130 pounds of meat, you have to do several trips. So that means that I have to take out around, without killing yourself, you have to take about 40 to 45 pounds of meat on your pack. Go 3 miles back to the truck because you can't take the bike in there in the wilderness. Then go back, get the rest of the meat, another 45 pounds or so, and the head, go back to the truck, and possibly do another trip and get another 20 pounds or so of meat. And maybe take some of the gear from the tent and go back to the truck, and then go back and get the rest of it. You're looking at 4 trips. That's a lot of miles. That's a lot of miles. That's why I'm changing my strategy. I'm gonna hunt from the bike like some people hunt from the truck. They drive around with the truck, they get it, put it in the truck, take it back. That's what I'm gonna do. Camper's gonna be in a nice spot, as flat as I can do it, and then go with the bike and hunt from there. You gotta change the way of doing things as you get older. When I was young, I used to climb those things like nothing. But times change. Get older, you can't carry that much. If I had really, I can carry. I got the strength. I don't have. I got a tire that's low. Let me put it that way. If you have a tire that's low, you can't drive that far. Basically, that's the main issue, is that I got my handicap and I got to work around it. Well, that's a nice car. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna finish up this stogie. See you later on the next one. Thank you.